That's very, very clear. We know we are a better footballing side, more equipped to cause a lot more damage and ultimately get a qualification. So it's up to us to put our acts together to ensure that we get ourselves over the line. But we know it's going to be very difficult.
Well, I know it will be difficult, Aminu, but the home crowd in the second leg should play to your advantage and make it slightly easier. We're seeing, your club account, that's Dreams FC, talk about how you're planning on filling the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Do you think such an initiative would be made easier if you do allow free entry at the gates like we've seen with the Black Satellites?
I believe in the school of thought of making things free. I think we are growing a very, very bad culture in this country where we are making quality entertainment very, very, very accessible. I mean, and if we don't take care and we continue with this habit of making things free, we might get to a point where I'm very, very sure beyond making entry free, people who come to watch your games will demand certain largesse also. Drinks, food, and what have you. I think this is a very, very wrong culture that we are really in. We need to instill the culture of paying and going to the stadium. It even gives you, the person go to the stadium, some level of value. I mean, so yes, but then of course we're also very mindful of the fact that our economic situation is not the best. So I'm very, very sure already management is deliberating this. They are going to make it as affordable as possible. But again, to the disappointment of many, which shouldn't be, it will not be free. It shouldn't be free. A game of this level should not be. Even regulations in CAF will not even permit for you to open free gate because there are certain standards you need to standards you need to uphold to. So it's not going to be entirely free. But then we are going to deploy other means to ensure that, like I said, we get as many people as possible into the stadium to generate the kind of atmosphere that will inure to our benefit.
Well, thank you very much, Aminu. But before we let you go, just one final question on Karim Zito. He's been a stalwart in Ghana football across different clubs, has worked with Hearts, Asante Kotoko. He promoted Mediama, he promoted Dreams FC. In your opinion, do you think he's a bit underrated when it comes to the Ghanaian coaching football space?
You and I know this is very true. I think 2 years ago, 2021, when he led the Under-20 side to win the African Cup of Nations, the Under-20 AFCON, he was nominated for several awards and was overlooked. And I thought that was the biggest injustice to have ever been meted to a coach of his caliber. It is making us rethink even allowing people to put our players and our employees up for awards. Awards are supposed to be a scheme to reward hard work, not a popularity contest. So we are still rethinking that. I think it will come to a point that we will even withdraw from any award scheme because we don't find them credible enough. But he has done so well. His work is speaking for himself. For me, I always believe that whatever they say about you, just let your work do the talking. And he's a perfect example of the work doing the talking for him. His credentials and what he's done is there for all to see. Anybody else in this position will never get to the kind of level that we've gotten to. And we are very, very grateful we have somebody like him in our fold. Just pray that he goes on strong and strong and stays with that as long as possible for us to even chalk more success.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, very interesting thoughts there on Karim Zito. And it's very interesting, with Karim and all that he's achieved on the local scene. Remember, he won the Under-20 AFCON some years ago with the Black Satellites. And, even when he won it, people were still attributing it to the fact that it's the players who ended up showing individual brilliance. So that has been the story of his life. He has worked with a number of big clubs, but he never seems to really get the amount. That's what I feel. I don't know what
he doesn't get the support.
He gets the support, but I just don't think he gets the praise. If people are supposed to name the best coaches in the country in the past 5-10 years, Zito's name should be up there. But I don't think he'll probably be part of the top 3. People may be throwing in names like Samuel Boadu, but even Boadu himself calls Zito his father in coaching.
Is the success of a team dependent on the coach or the players?
I think predominantly it's the players. Because
but when they don't do well, we blame the coach.
It's the tricky part of the sport, because at the end of the day, the players execute it. Whoever is on the front line and executes the task to lead to the result is purely responsible.
And yet we fire our coaches when the team
at the end of the day, they also get paid big money to instruct the players because they are like your children. If you don't take good care of your children and they don't come out well, you can blame the parents for not being responsible enough or not giving them the right environment.
I see.
But on Zito, he's confident that his team can compete domestically and then on the continental. So remember that Dreams FC are in the quarterfinals of the MTN FA Cup. They will face Soccer Intellectuals much later because they have to finish their CAF Confederation Cup now. And so he also spoke with us on his ambition this season, looking at the 2 trophies.
Well, I take it match by match. Immediately I finish with, then my mind will come back to the FA. I know in both international and locally, I've qualified for the quarterfinals, and after the next play is semifinals. That is when I will know whether I can go in for it or not. But for now, I don't talk around this time. You understand? Because we have 2 steps to the ultimate. So when it is a step to the ultimate, then I can say whatever I feel. But for now, I'm going all out to do what I can do best to qualify to the semifinals.
We're wishing him all the best.
Yeah.
You know why it's good that Ghana will go far? Because the further Dreams go, the more the coefficient for the country rises and the higher the potential of Ghana getting an extra slot in Africa. As things stand, only the league winner gets access into the CAF Champions League. And then the cup winner gets access into the CAF Confederation Cup. That's not good enough.
The league winner is not a cup winner?
Yeah, so you win the Ghana Premier League. And aside the trophy, you get access into the CAF Champions League. You have to play the preliminary round. And then if you win the MTN FA Cup, that's the domestic trophy, the cup that they do play. It's like a knockout round-robin kind of competition. If you win that, you get access to the CAF Confederation Cup, which is a lower tier to the CAF Champions League. So only 2 Ghanaian clubs are in Africa every season. That's not good. There was a time where the top 2 were even getting access to the CAF Champions League, and then the cup winners were also getting access as well. So hopefully Dreams FC winning would give us more access and more opportunity for other teams as well to get this chance to represent the country.
Vim, all the best to the team, Dreams FC, to Karim Zito and Mr. Shadow. Anyway, let's talk about our international players, our Ghanaian players abroad who are making us so proud. As usual, Kudus is making us so proud.
Yeah.
I'm seriously considering switching teams.
He scored over the weekend. And it was a milestone goal for him because now he's the West Ham player, Ghanaian player in the West Ham history with the most goals. And then he surpassed Andre Ayew's record of 12 goals. And to do it in 15 less games is really impressive, considering the fact that it's his first season in England. And then there was Mohamed Husseini, who has been with Stormgrass for most of his life in Europe, but was loaned out to Randers in Denmark with an option to buy. So far, he's impressed, 4 goals and then 1 assist in 6 games. Got his first ever hat-trick over the weekend. And Esnyama also scored his first goal since October 8th last year. Very important goal for him, given that he had a bit of a confidence drop. And then there was Alfred Duncan, who hasn't represented the country in a very, very long time, about 4 or 5 years now. But he's still a Ghanaian player. He scored in Serie A as well. He now has 2 goals and 5 assists for Fiorentina in the league this season. And Ibrahim Sulemana also came off the bench to score against his former club, Verona. He also has 2 goals. It's good for him because he's a young player, has struggled with injuries in the past few weeks, and to come back and to score a goal like he did yesterday, and the magnitude of the game, judging by how important it would be in the grand scheme of things when it comes to the relegation battle, is really, really important for him as well.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the fixtures for the EPL.
Yes, so the Premier League resumes this midweek. It's a really, really busy period. They call it the running. The
running?
Yes, where the matches come in thick and fast, and you need to make sure you get as many points as you can because it's very, very competitive. Today, probably the highlight of the day would be West Ham hosting Spurs as a London derby. We saw the reverse fixture at the Tottenham Stadium where it It was a very dramatic match. Spurs took an early lead, and then West Ham came from behind to win by 2-1. There's also Ghanaian interest there with Mohamed Kudus expected to feature as well. But there are some equally entertaining games across board. There's Newcastle, Everton, Nottingham Forest, Fulham, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, and then Burnley versus Wolves as well.
All right. Interesting. When does this begin?
So this is today.
Today,
yeah.
This
so from
today.
later tonight, around
from
6
p.m.
all the
tonight.
matches will be played. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
we'll be back again tomorrow to bring you an update on how all of these games went, and then we'll also look ahead to more because there's more Premier League action this week as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Oreku, for bringing us all that's happening in the world of sports. See you tomorrow. Still to come, we have an exclusive conversation with the man Banzi Banero. Stay tuned. You're watching TV3 New Day.